What's going on, everybody? C4, welcome back to the channel, and why not? Perfect time today to drop my playoff predictions for the 2021-2022 NFL season. Very happy, very excited as we're using this playoff predictor site. And what I actually was able to do, I loaded this site up for the first time, had what I saved and what was my final video for season predictions. So we can quickly look back at that, see how well I did, and man, oh man, was I wrong on a couple teams. And I was right on a couple teams as well. But my Philadelphia Eagles have made the playoffs. And again, oh man, I might just have to drop. I've been waiting forever, trying to do it the right way to get a second Eagles channel on the go here. And I feel like, you know, if they're going a playoff run, if they upset the Bucks, like this is a run that you want to, you know, launch a new channel with. And I've been trying to do everything to get this thing right. I might just have to rush it, get stitched. You know, and that's fitting. That's the kind of way that I would. That's the kind of way things happen for me as a content creator. Like I map out, like, oh, this is the perfect way to do it. I've been a YouTuber for almost 10 years. I know, you know, the things that you need to do to properly launch a channel. I just haven't been able to line them up, have things fall through. So either way, I don't know. Stay tuned. Something, some way, shape, or form could come out of that. I don't know. I could just keep on friggin' putting it off, even though it's something that I really want to do. But the Eagles made the playoffs. They're taking on the Bucks. Got to remember the Eagles and Bucks played in the regular season. It was a one-score game, and it was a close one-score game. Philadelphia in the fourth quarter got a touchdown, and then they need to stop the Bucks, get the ball back, and try to win it. The Bucks were able to convert on a couple third downs, killed the clock off. It was like a 5-minute drive and put the game away, and it ends up being a one-score game. And then out of these two teams, only one of them looks a lot different when they're coming into this matchup. You can almost even argue that the Eagles found their identity now. Bucks, you got an unhealthy Mike Evans. You got banged up Gronk. You got no Chris Godwin. You got no playoff Lenny. I'm sure they probably have something on the defense. I think they're getting Levante David back, which is a big get. But, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say that the Eagles are going to win this game, but I think they have a chance. People are going to think, like, oh, they're the worst team. They only beat one team with a winning record. I think I got a chance. Like, I'll probably be throwing some money on the Eagles going to be underdogs. Could be worth the risk. But before we do my quick playoff bracket, I logged in this site, playoffpredictors.com. It's obviously the same site that I used for my regular season predictions, and it saved them. As soon as I loaded it back up, it gave me all of my regular season predictions. We can see how right and how wrong I was. Looking at the AFC, we had the Ravens winning the AFC. Really wrong on the Bengals. But I did have the Ravens and technically Steelers making the playoffs. But yeah, really bad on the Bengals there. Had the Titans winning. That was correct. Colts just missing on the playoffs. That was correct. We had the Bills winning the East. Patriots, second place, making the playoffs. Dolphins, 9-8. Exact record. I mean, I'm sure some of these other losing teams, I might be pretty close on the record. We had the Chiefs winning. Chargers, really wrong. So the Raiders, my apologies to Raider fans and Bengals fans. I remember my reasoning with the Bengals was I didn't like Zach Taylor as a coach, and I had them going 0-6 in the division. Okay, that was very wrong. And the Raiders, you know, hey, full credit to the Raiders. I think the Bengals one's a little more disrespect because the Raiders had no right to be like the Raiders should have been probably 4-13 this year with all this stuff. Obviously, I didn't predict the stuff that was going to happen, but that is full credit to Bisaccia, Derek Carr and company. The Raiders, they were very good. Flipping to the NFC on this side, we had the Packers winning the North. Yeah, that was correct. We had the Bucks winning the South. That was correct. We had the Saints right in. We actually had the Saints making the playoffs. That came down to the final week of the season. A little high on the Panthers there at 7-10. We had football team winning the East. Dallas not making the playoffs. Philly at 6-11, not making the playoffs. Yeah, that's, you know, that was a bad one. No faith in Jalen Hurts. That's honestly what it came down to. And I'm very happy to be proven wrong. 6-11. Eagles went, what, 9-8? We'll take it. And then in the West, we had the Rams, Seahawks, and Niners making the playoffs. So much like the AFC North, we got 2-3, you know, correct. And this was my playoff bracket. Outside of the first round, those are the teams that, you know, we're good into the divisional week outside of two teams. 3 teams, sorry. We had the Chiefs versus Browns. We had the Chiefs winning. We had the Ravens and the Bills. Obviously, Ravens didn't make the playoffs. We had the Bills winning. We had the Packers and the Rams. We had the Rams winning. I think I would, financially, I would like to see that happen because I do have a futures bet that I took on the Rams to win the Super Bowl. I don't think that would happen. And then we have the Seahawks and the Bucks, and the Bucks moving on. But the championship game could very much happen for me to look like a smartass. I had the Chiefs and the Bills and the Rams and the Bucks, and that's actually not, I think you switch out one of these, the Bucks or the Rams, with a Packers team, and you're talking about a very likely championship scenario. And then I had the Super Bowl be the Bills and Bucks, with the Bills winning the Super Bowl. And given the track record of the Bills over, let's be honest, I think the Buffalo Bills, I like the Bills. I'm pulling for the Bills. Soon as the Eagles, I don't even want to say that, but if the Eagles crash and burn at some point during this run, I'm gonna hope financially that the Rams win just because I have money there. But I'm probably gonna be pulling for the Bills. I think all is said and done. Like I like Ben Roethlisberger's last hurrah with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So like as a neutral, Titans are meh. I don't dislike the Titans. Also couldn't give a shit about the Titans. Fortunately, Chiefs. I like Andy Reid, but he already got his Super Bowl. So the Raiders are going to be an underdog. You can cheer for the Raiders as well. There's not a lot of there's no team in the AFC that I don't want to see win, I suppose. And then you look at the NFC, Green Bay Packers, kind of like a better Titans. I don't dislike the Packers. They play good football, so I wouldn't hate seeing that. I don't like the Bucks. Super team, trying to do that NBA nonsense just feels like they get, it's annoying. So I'm over there. Obviously, we want to see Dallas lose. Dallas won. Man. I would say Philly loses. The only way that makes better is if Dallas is one and done, which could very well happen. Rams, again, not a fan of the Rams, kind of like the Bucks, super team-ish, but I have financial gains on the Rams. And then you got the 49ers, kind of a little bit of an underdog. Elijah Mitchell was very good for me in fantasy football. So I'm kind of indifferent on the Niners as well. So here are going to be our actual playoff predictions. So we have first-round buys, the Tennessee Titans and the Green Bay Packers. We will start... Let's start with the AFC. We have the Patriots and Bills. That's actually going to be a great matchup. I think the Patriots, Bill Belichick's going to come with one hell of a game plan against Josh Allen. I think they're going to try and run the ball, which is what the Patriots try to do. And historically, over the last 2 years, it feels like when it's a big game for the Buffalo Bills, I just keep thinking every time they played the Chiefs. And I'm like, oh my God, the Bills got to take the next step. Their run defense was pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. So I think that, if you're thinking about this strategically, the Patriots are probably going to have a better game plan. But Mac Jones is kind of cooled up here a little bit. Give me the Bills. Give me the Bills in this one. Maybe thinking slightly with my heart. It's never wise to bet against Bill Belichick. And I think, like I said, the Patriots are going to want to try to run the ball. But I think push comes to shove in this matchup, it's going to come down to the quarterbacks. And I think this is going to be the year. This is like a big win. I think honestly, consolation for the Bills. I don't know if Bills fans fully think that they're going to win the Super Bowl this year. Probably. Hell of a fan base. But I think I would say that at minimum, the Bills can beat the Patriots in the playoffs. Everything else they do, be it divisional round, obviously they don't want to probably just win one and lose one. But say if the Bills win, they beat the Patriots, they go to the divisional round, they win, they lose in the conference finals. It'd be annoying. But I think beating the Patriots is a pretty important, it's on the checklist of things the Buffalo Bills want to achieve. And that's not just because it's hey, we want to win our first game. I feel like if you told me that the Bills can beat the Patriots in the divisional round, it would just mean more. It's a statement game for within the division. It's an historic statement game. And give me the Bills right now. But I think that game's going to be pretty close. I'm not going to lie. I'll probably put some money on the Patriots because they'll most likely be decent underdogs. We have the Raiders and the Bengals. And I just think for this one, give me the Bengals. I was very wrong on them prediction in the regular season. But when they're offense, it's like one of those things, which one of these teams show up? If the Raiders are probably just going to be the Raiders. The team that just kind of hangs in there. They got, it's one of those weird things where it's what are the Raiders good at? Derek Carr can keep them in games. They can run the ball, kind of. Hell of a kicker. Defensively, hit or miss. Max Crosby's going off. But I think it's just if the Raiders show up, the best Raiders show up, the best Bengals show up, the Bengals are going to win. The Bengals offense, when it's on its day, is one of the best, most explosive offenses in the NFL. Joe Mixon, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, you know it. So I think this should be a close game. I hope both teams do show up. Raiders are going to have a lot of momentum after that all-timer Week 18 against the Chargers. But, I mean, let's be honest. It wasn't a dominant performance for the Raiders to get into the playoffs. And you look at the last couple games for the Bengals, kicking the shit out of teams for the most part. So I'm going to go Cincy, and that's actually going to be an awesome matchup. Joe Burrow against Josh Allen. Then we have the Chiefs and Steelers. I do like the Pittsburgh Steelers. I've always kind of considered Pittsburgh, the Steelers, my second NFL team when the Eagles crash and burn or if they don't make the playoffs. It's lessened a little bit over the years. Like when I first got into football, I thought it was like I wanted a team in the NFC and I wanted a team in the AFC. I have a Ben Roethlisberger jersey. I was also in middle school, and I obviously grew out of that. But there's always been a little bit of like, I kind of like the Steelers. Jerome Bettis was like my favorite player. That's actually one of the stories for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Why do I like the Pittsburgh? I remember back in NFL Street, Jerome Bettis was my favorite player in NFL Street. So the story of the Pittsburgh Steelers, the narrative, like, it's Big Ben's final hurrah. Can he pull out some magic, some upset over the I think the Steelers defense could be a pretty bad matchup for the Chiefs offense. Chiefs are very hot and cold, and I would love to see the Pittsburgh Steelers win in an upset here. I just think it's the Chiefs are. It's one of those things where the Kansas City Chiefs, all it takes is for them to show up. If the right Chiefs show up, they can beat anybody in the NFL. And I don't think the Pittsburgh Steelers, if the Pittsburgh Steelers, the best Pittsburgh Steelers can show up, just they don't have enough. They the offensive line's still not great. Their run game is not dominant, even though they just keep trying. Ben Roethlisberger, very hit or miss. Wide receivers are inconsistent. As much as I like Claypool as a Canadian, it's just like the Chiefs defense started to put it together within the last month. Mahomes, the offense, if they can get Tyreek Hill back, I mean, I don't know what the hell. I mean, he got COVID. COVID kicked the shit out of Tyreek Hill. As a Tyreek Hill fantasy owner, he was useless. I won my league. Thank God. Devontae Adams, Austin Eckler, Deebo Samuel, part of the trade to give me Austin Eckler. But you look at this one as, if they get Tyreek Hill going, I don't think the Steelers have the firepower. Their defense is good, but I don't think their defense is good enough to not stop the Chiefs from scoring 20+. And can the Steelers score 20+? Can they move the ball on the Chiefs defense? Not super sure about that one. So let's go here to the NFC. We have the Cowboys and 49ers. I think the Niners absolutely could win this game, but I'll be honest, Dallas is probably going to win this one between them and the Niners. It just comes down to Jimmy Garoppolo. That's a tiebreak for me. Jimmy Garoppolo is ass. The whole offense is Deebo Samuel. I think Dallas defense is day and night, way better than what they were on. Like, Dan Quinn is doing a hell of a job. As much as that pains me to say, Dan Quinn has done a hell of a job. And I think Dan Quinn can just be like, we're just going to, they got Jimmy Garoppolo. We're going to make Jimmy Garoppolo beat us. And I don't think that bodes well, even though I will be very much a 49ers fan when that game. I think, what's that game on Sunday? Sunday night? Saturday? One of those two? Go Niners. We have the Cardinals and the Rams. And I would hate to there's news that dropped that the Rams are signing Eric Weddle. What? That's a little ridiculous. I mean, honestly, in that matchup, from a neutral standpoint, I think that should be a pretty damn good game. Rivalry. But I have not been impressed with the Cardinals. I feel like the Rams still, both these teams have kind of been inconsistent this year, but the Rams have been the team that's like, if they have to, can find a way to win. Cardinals, when they need to find a way to win, it's hit or miss. So give me the Rams. Close one. In a very close one. I think this is a big game for Kyler Murray. This is a game for Kyler Murray. Cliff Kingsbury take that next step in their careers. Feels like they're two guys in the respective fields where Kyler Murray compared to the top quarterbacks, Cliff Kingsbury compared to the other top young offensive-minded head coaches. They're both like a playoff victory could help get them into that next tier. I don't know if they can do it. I don't know when that time comes. Are they going to be able to ding the bell and bring it on? I don't know. I'm going with the Rams there. And then we have the Bucs and Eagles. I just got to get this up. It's tough. I really want to believe but I just already know people are going to be like, oh, come on, man. There's no way. I think there is some way. I think it was a one-score game. I think Philly's run. The thing that comes down to this one for me is obviously they got Tom Brady. That's a difference maker. The Eagles got to own Tom. I mean, we're 1-1 against Brady in the playoffs. But I think the biggest thing is still the Bucs have very good run defense. Eagles want to run the ball. Push comes to shove. If the Bucs can get some form of resistance in terms of stopping the run for Philadelphia, and it's kind of like the Cowboys-49ers matchup, the Bucs can be like, hey, we're gonna take away the run. They're a team that if they decide they want to take the run, even though Eagles' run offense has been like pretty much historic at this point, if the Bucks can make the Eagles one-dimensional and say it's going to come on Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is the guy that has to win this game for the Philadelphia Eagles. And then it comes down to a Jalen Hurts versus Tom Brady. Well, I'll be cheering until I'm blue in the face that the Eagles can win this matchup and cheering on Jalen Hurts. If it comes down to Jalen Hurts versus Tom Brady, I'm not quite ready to pick Jalen Hurts over Tom Brady. So looking here at the NFC, we have the Bucks and Cowboys. Bucks are absolutely going to mollywop the Dallas Cowboys in that matchup. I think that's just going to be a game that's just going to show the Dallas Cowboys. No, not so much Dak. I think Dak's solid, but I think this is the kind of game that Dak will have a couple ugly picks. He'll be under pressure. You'll have Mike McCarthy, just not a good coach. Get out-coached by Bruce Arians. The weapons might not be at full strength for Tampa, but I just think the Bucks and Cowboys in that matchup, it's going to come down to what team has a better coach, what team has a more consistent quarterback. And in that department, give me the Buccaneers. Then we have the Rams and Packers. I really want the Rams to win. It's going to be cold. So Matt Stafford, what's Matt Stafford's record in Green Bay? I think that my bet is going to end here, and I'm going to go shockingly with the 1 and the 2 in the NFC. The Packers and the Bucks setting up a Lambeau, Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady game. That would be pretty awesome. We have the Bills and the Chiefs. Honestly, I think this is a revenge game. Give me the Buffalo Bills with the upset, the 3 seed over the 2. I think it is time. One team in this entire playoffs is going to be, and there's a lot of teams that need to get over the hump. And I feel like if I had to put money on one of the teams that made the playoffs getting over that hump, give me the Buffalo Bills. Give me Josh Allen. Give me Sean McDermott. Give me a really good defense. They didn't have a single guy make the Pro Bowl. Bills are hungry. Let's go. We have the Titans and the Bengals. Is Derrick Henry playing? If Derrick Henry's playing, I think I'm going to be more inclined to go Titans. Let's be honest, Titans are not a strong 1 seed. I got to say, give me the Bengals in this one. If Derrick Henry's playing, I could swap it out. But it looks like 50-50 right now. Like he's going to get activated, but he's going to be 100%. Because, if Derrick Henry's playing, that means the Titans can do their full offense of, controlling the clock, keeping the Bengals offense off the field, which is how you're going to beat the Cincinnati Bengals, keep all those guys off the field. But as it states right now, it seems like no one's for sure if Derrick Henry, they think he might get activated, but they don't know what Derrick Henry would look like in this divisional round for that first game. So I'm going to just plead with, if Derrick Henry's playing, I'd probably side with the Titans in this one, just because I think that's the strategy. Keep the Bengals offense on the field. But Derrick Henry's not playing, or if he's playing at 50%, give me the Bengals right now, man. Titans are kind of limping into the playoffs in terms of, they win ugly. I think Mike Vrabel, top candidate for head coach of the year. But I don't know, man. If the Bengals carry that momentum, Bengals beat the Raiders, they're most likely going to have a lot of momentum. And I think big momentum is a big thing here in the playoffs. So let me have the Bengals and the Bills, the Bucks and the Packers. I think of the Bengals and the Bills, 2 very similar teams. Give me the Buffalo Bills. Go to the Super Bowl as in my regular season predictions. And then we have the Bucks and the Packers. I think in Lambeau, I think it's the best home field advantage in the NFL. And that'd be an all-time matchup. Brady versus Rodgers. Give me Rodgers. I think that's going to be my Super Bowl right now. Green Bay Packers, Buffalo Bills. And if that's the matchup, I'm trying to just think about it. I wish Trey White was playing. I feel like I would take. Okay, let's the Packers are built to win late game with the rushing attack. Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon. Obviously, you have the elite chemistry between Aaron Rodgers and Avante Adams. He's getting more chemistry with Alan Lazard. Probably Randall Cobb will be back into things by this point. Their defense is playing fairly well. Shout out to Rasul Douglas. I would say if the Bills had Trey White to cover and kind of take away Davante Adams, I would pick the Buffalo Bills in this situation. But as it stands right now, I gotta just shockingly go with the 1. That's kind of worked out for me. I've picked the last 2 Super Bowl winners, and they've all been the top 2 seeds. I think that kind of remains the same. I think the Packers, in terms of injuries, in terms of availability, they just have the slight edge over the Bills. And I think if the Bills had that type of matchup breaker, they had that Trey White, the guy that can go up against Davante Adams and not let Davante Adams go for 150 yards, 3 touchdowns, or something crazy like that, I think I would rock and roll with the Bills. I'd circle the wagons, as they say. But I think right now, given the form, given the home field advantage on their side of things, give me Aaron Rodgers over the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl. So there you go, guys. That is my Super Bowl predictions. Not brutal. I mean, I had the Bills and Bucks, and the Bills in the preseason, and I have the Bills and Packers in the postseason. Kind of close. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you think is going to happen in these playoffs? Give me your predictions. See if you can predict me. See if you can predict the actual winner. And as always, your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you are a Packer fan and you're satisfied with this prediction. And I'll see you guys back in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace out.